Let's introduce everybody to Abe, live and direct. It's finally in the building.
Freedom
We're
is a
here.
must.
Huh? What a door. Huh?
Yeah, so we got a lot of questions for the brother, man.
Yeah.
First, we definitely would like to. Well, I would like to say that in passing, when Anthony told me about you, on the gram, on the TikTok, I seen you. We was following each other already, and I was like, damn, the brother look familiar, man. And so we get into that too, man, later on, man, because he definitely looked familiar, and I definitely remember the brother, man. Good brother. I want to start off with just asking, just where you from, where you grew up in life.
I grew up originally in Bushwick, and then from Bushwick I went to Bed-Stuy, Tompkins Projects.
Okay. So how was your household? A single parent family. Did you have moms and pops? How was that working out? Siblings, any siblings? The dynamics of your life.
Yeah, I still got moms and pops.
It's a blessing.
Yes.
They did break up at a young age when I was 7. So mom doing everything alone was kind of hard. The environment was in. We came out of Butcher, then we went to Bed-Stuy. Life at that time was hard, so she was struggling on her own to take care of her kids,
Absolutely.
And it was just me and my brother. I got other siblings from my father, but for me and moms and actually from pops, it's 2 of us.
Yeah. So, and then what did your influence look like where you grew up at? Was there a lot of influence? What was the negative influence? Did you have any positive? Because a lot of times us growing up where we grew up at, a lot of times the positive, the negative outweighs the positive influence, in our lives. So how did that work out for you?
It was hard. I mean, we in the streets that we call the ghetto, and you got to struggle for things. You don't struggle, you don't get it.
True, in fact.
In those times, everything is, you got to get it to survive. If you don't, you got to survive for you, for moms. You know what I'm saying? The things is hard.
Absolutely.
But, the only thing that back in those days was that there was more unity with the brothers. We used to look out for each other. Brothers used to look out for moms, and stuff like that. It's different from these days now. But it was hard. It was hard then. Times was hard back then, man.
Absolutely. No question about it.
So tell me a little bit, when talking about running the street, your influences, like when you lost that childhood innocence. Remember, we all had that childhood innocence, and then, growing up in the ghetto, like you said, in the streets, we're more attracted to the negative as opposed to positive. I don't think in our era there was really too much positive going on. Everybody was just trying to survive to get freaking through. What was your changes in life when you was like, like, I'd rather go this route?
When I saw my mom have to work 2 jobs, it was like chaos for me. Like I had to do something. I was the oldest. I had to step up, and we all look for guidance through somebody. So I was glad at that time I was raised around adults, elders that was able to teach me and school me the way it's supposed to go. And in those times I joined whatever half of the people joined the gangs.
Right.
I became a Land King. I grew up in the ranks with the Land Kings. We started running from 1 borough to now we're running 2 boroughs. 5 boroughs, and yeah, that's how it worked, man. I got into that gang thing, man, that, thinking I'm joining a family, which, some of these gangs are not really gangs. It was brought up to be organizations to uplift each other, to help each other, to be family, and in turn, some knuckleheads turn into
something else.
To something else.
Yeah, right.
So, so I had to go there because I had to take care of the household, so I had to hustle. I had to go sell drugs. I had to, join, a group that could connect me to how to sell the drugs, how to get the drugs, and how to do it. And, and it was survival's a fit, man. That's,
Absolutely. That's where we grew up.
All right. So I know you've been arrested. You've been in prison before. So tell me, what was it that you got arrested for, and what was it like when you was getting sentenced?
They were charging me with 2 bodies and a manslaughter and 2 kilos of cocaine.
Okay.
So it was either I was going to take a cop out or I was going to take it to trial. At that time, I was scared of, when you blow trial, you blow into double that or triple that.
Right.
So,
right.
and then, like I said, I didn't have no guidance. I didn't know what to do. And I finally took it to trial. I took it to trial because I knew half of the stuff that I was being indicted, I actually didn't do, but because I couldn't talk, that, you know, this person did that, and this person, I was around the people, so I had to pay the price too, so I had to swallow it. You know what I'm saying? So,
So guilty by association.
guilty
almost
by
like,
association, yeah, you know, you're part of something that right now at this time, it was hot. You know, the gangs that
Right.
it's hot now, they coming on TV, the news, they doing this, that. So everybody's looking, oh, you part of that gang now, so, you know, they're trying to slay you.
right.
And so I ended up taking that to trial. And when I went to trial, I blew. I got 44 years for that.
So what was that like? What was that first night, man? Like, you heard what you just said. You blew
44
trial and
years.
got 44 to, like, what was that like for you? What was your mentality, if you remember, man, when you
I
Word.
almost
received
fainted. I
that?
mean, you know, I'm tingling right now. I feel,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I feel those things coming through
Yeah.
right now. Like I was shaking. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't move. Like, you know, I need to hear it again. Like for the judge, you know, what you just said. You know how much.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was alone. I, you know, did have my mom, but my mom wasn't the type of mom that could advocate for you, stand up. She hardly even knew English
Right.
at that time. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I was looking back at, I'm doing this by myself. You know how I'm gonna support myself in there. How I'm gonna be able to do this, do that. If I'm gonna get visited, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna hang up. I'm gonna kill. What I'm gonna do?
No.
But that's what, everything that come into mind.
No question.
And it just started hitting from there. From there to Rikers Island, it started hitting, man. And I just had to adjust to let myself know that, listen, there's no changes, there's no going back out of this. You gotta adjust to this. You gotta keep going. You gotta keep fighting. It's either that or you're gonna commit suicide or whatever. You gotta keep going.
Okay, and so what was some of your influences during incarceration? Like, did you, and the reason why I ask this is because, you know, I always say this, that there's that aha moment for a lot of us, most of us. And that moment for me came early. That moment came when I received 25 years to life. And so I said, I'm gonna close that cell. And now I'm gonna take that self-introspection of myself. And I know that you had that moment at some point in your life. So could you speak on that?
So, you know, just like I was saying, man, I had to make it, you know, that it's reality, it's happening. I had to stop, think, I had to focus, I had to decide what I was going to do, whether I'm going on that sucker route, or I'm going to do this and try to fight. What in reality, I ain't even do. I ain't even commit. I was just guilty, like you said, by association.
That's right.
So either you going to fight to get up out of here, or you going to go to, you know, the faggot way. Excuse my French. And I decided to go around. Man, I came up under 45. T45 was at that time up there. Santito, Farmer, rest in peace, Farmer.
That's right.
Bush and all them dudes was up there. Man, I could name, like, you know, we was talking the other day about Foots
That's right.
and Clinton.
That's
Like
right.
these are people that I was glad that as a young kid I was growing up, influenced by adults that was already doing 25, was already in there for 13 or 14, 15 years, and they was able to guide me, you know, from where I was going, because I was going already to get into the gang thing again, looking for that family type thing, and I was going to forget about working on this case, working on getting home.
Okay.
And thank God for these old timers, man. These guys, you know, they
brought that
let me.
focus.
So I already knew when the youngsters came in. I already knew, even though I was young like them, I was able to school them, like the adults school me, because I came to you know, at the right time under the adults.
Absolutely. So what was, you know, that one of those worst moments that you've seen behind that wall? And we all have them, man.
Yeah.
That we look back and we say, like, you know, damn, this is serious in
I'm
here.
gonna tell you right now. the
Shit yes got real.
1994, I think it was January. I went to Clinton Correctional, Maine. Just had got out there. Tension in the yard. You already know how the tension
I
is.
was there, too.
Carvalho was there.
Ooh,
Emilio,
I was
you already know it's problem. Rocksteady was there. A lot of known dudes was there.
Absolutely.
Ali Alpha was there.
I can attest to that.
All these dudes was there. So there was a beef started about a chain. Somebody took somebody's chain, whatever. And Rocksteady was going to fight with Carvalho in the middle of the floor. They was going to tie their hands up. So that way they could just have the guns in his hand and there was, you know, nobody get in, whatever.
Yeah, toe to toe.
So I just walked into that. I walked in, first thing I come up, my 3 days off, you know, they put you on a 3-day quarantine.
Quarantine.
And I get into the yard, and that's the first ride. After that ride, they stabbing each other up. You know, people's backing Caballo up. A lot of brothers on this side is coming, you know, everybody's going like on a war. And they laid us in the floor. We was for hours in that floor, man. It was shooting up in there. You know, it was the first thing I experienced that I never saw in my life.
Yeah.
I'm coming to the main for the first time. I'm coming to this max, and this is the first thing that I see right here. And I was kind of scared to death. Like,
Absolutely.
this is what I got to be facing throughout all these, that I'm going to be incarcerated. I got to look at this. So
Absolutely.
that was another preparedness to prepare myself, because it can happen to you. It
It
can
can
happen
happen
to
to
anybody.
anybody. That's
For
right.
whatever reason.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I had to be on point, man. Like, you know, and that was like the worst thing, man.
Now, let me take it back for a second. I know you said you got sentenced to 44 years. Then the law library. Out those 44 years, you know, we talk about what you witnessed, what you've been through, how you spent your time. Yes, how much time did you do altogether at that 44?
Altogether, 14.
14.
14 years.
What did you do while you were in there to say, you know what? Because a lot of people get stuck, right? They hear that number, and they accept it. It's an effort, right? And they continue to just wild out, adding more time on top of time. What I like to say, they lose hope. And when you lose hope, you just stop fighting, right? But eventually you found some hope, and you say, you know what? I'm not guilty for all this shit here. I'm manned up, but I gotta fight. It's gotta be something. What made you say, you know what, let me get my ass up, instead of going to the yard, being one of those that have to suit up, tie up, you know what I mean, go bang to bang. What do I do to take control over my destiny, to try to put some work in, to try to get back out?
Freedom is a must.
So when I got to Elmira, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Leo. He was from the Cowboy something. He was one of them. The
Wow,
Cowboy.
The Boat Busters.
Okay.
They caught a couple of bodies, was in there for years, all of them, the caught offenders. And he told me, man, you in our block. He said, I got to move you out of there, move you to G block, in order to get you in this law library. There's a porter spot. Get into the porter spot. While you're in the porter, you can work on your case. And then I slip you in as a paralegal. Take the test, get in. So it kind of be that there was a riot that happened in our block with the Kings, the Bloods, over drugs, whatever was going on over there. And before that riot, just days before, I was moved to G block. I started as a porter in the law library, and I started learning the books, the federal books. I started looking at cases that were familiar with my case. Everything that I could look off in a journal, anything. I was up to date. I was on there. You know, I practically, if I could stay there the whole day, morning for at night. That's why I was in the law library, because I had to fight this. I couldn't stay still. And plus, I had those brothers that were willing to give me the chance and help me. Like, you know, it's not like I was by myself doing it. I had brothers that was willing to help me if I wanted help.
Right,
I wanted to help.
Right. And you took the initiative, you put the footwork in.
Put it in.
You know what I mean? Because there's
I was
always
hungry.
someone there that gives you guidance, but you got to put the footwork. Can't do it for you. Yeah, Larry, you got another question, man?
Yeah, but so I just want to know at that moment, you know, what would you say brought on that growth and development? Like, you know, we still talking about the same thing, you know, where we come through and we see those older individuals that pull us up. You know what I mean? So, like, just attach that and anything else you could remember, man, what led you to that growth and development, where you are today, you know, with your mentality, the mindset, you know what I mean?
But being there, like I said, being taught, you know, from these brothers that were already doing 15, that were already in there all them years, and learning from them, you know, I took it to do the same thing. Brothers came in, I took it over for them to let them know how to do this, what the school was. You don't steal, you don't see, you don't talk, stuff like that. And I started meeting different individuals. You know, you go to the jail, you meet different individuals. You go to another spot, you see dudes that you never saw in your life throughout your whole 15 years bidding. And I started to see not only the injustice, I went through a lot of injustice there with the police, man. Like for things I didn't do, not being fair for the week in SHU. I ended up doing 36 months in Southport. For the police getting staffed for something I didn't even do, I wasn't even there. But because I wasn't the type of dude that I was with a crowd that they didn't want to play with the police, joke around with them, you know, that type of
Right.
So because I wasn't that type of dude to play with the police, the dudes that were playing with them felt offended that we didn't join their style. So
Right.
those are the ones that told and said, well, this guy the one that did that, and put the crochet needle on your chair, and when you sat down, that's why you got stabbed. So that's how I got caught for that.
Yeah,
But I
set
had
up.
nothing to do with that. They 36
Yeah.
months in the box with that.
The setup, the
You know,
setup.
so they set me up, yeah. So, you know, down the line, you know, you go ahead and say you meet other brothers there, you move to another spot after you come out the box. And the new thing that started was that I said, hold up, man, if I didn't do certain crimes, can you imagine how many people in the prison system is here for maybe decades and didn't do their crimes either? There's something that I gotta do. Now that I got my certificate, you know, and I'm working in the law library, this is something I might could take beyond that.
Okay.
Okay.
So what I did was that I gave a promise to the dudes that they were like, you can tell these dudes was, cause you know you go to Rikers Island,
Yeah.
there's 1,000 dudes in the house and 1,000 they ain't do it.
Everybody,
Nobody-
everybody, innocent.
Nobody did
You
it.
know what I'm saying? But you come and you meet these individuals that got 27 years in there, say they reached out to the world, they about to hang out, they tired, they innocent, and you can feel that vibe. And I decided that that's why I was going to take my route. That my route was going to be that if I came home and I beat the case, or if I was pardoned, whatever it be, that I would come home and look back
Nice.
and make sure that I was able to help these guys that don't got no family. Their family, you know, a son is dead in the process of 25 years in jail. The mother died and stuff like that, so they don't have nobody. And these days, pro bonos is gone. Lawyers want money.
Everybody
Because it
want
costs a lot of money.
That's right.
So where they stuck at, they're not gonna write legal aid to get them out because legal aid, they're not into that. So I decided I was gonna come home, I was gonna start a team, and I was gonna try to help these brothers get out. And that's what I did. I came home, I started working for Tamir Law Group, and he was my lawyer on my case. A Jewish lawyer, observant lawyer. And when I came home, he said, I got a job for you. You're gonna ride the firm around, me around to the court, bring paperwork. You know, you gotta start from the bottom to the top.
Right.
You wanna make it to the top. And sure enough, I started talking to him. I said, listen, I know you don't take these type of cases, but there's a lot of people dying in the prison, man. And I got this number one right now that's in my mind, and it's ignorant, and it was Roberto Acosta. 27 years. He came over as a politician, a doctor, and came to visit.
I just saw that one.
He came to visit.
Stop.
And the first week, they caught him with 3 bodies, a manslaughter,
Yeah.
drugs, this, that, and he was a politician and a doctor in his country. He just came there to see if he can move his stuff over here to become somebody over here. So sure enough, they took the case. And once they took that case, he got exonerated. Of course, that built my muscles up.
That's
I
right.
said,
Yeah,
if I did
It's
this,
a must.
I'm able to go and do other things. And what I did was I started, you know, getting people to send me more cases. And I take the cases, and what I do is this. I know some people say it's wrong. It's like putting pressure. I will go to every law firm, and I make transcripts, thousands of copies of the transcripts, and I put pressure. You know, come on, man. You know, look at the case. The dude is. I researched it day and night. This dude is innocent. He's not only a dude that's innocent. He's in there doing his homework. You already got made right here to see what the evidence is that it's clear. If you're not gonna do it, don't bullshit me. Just give the papers back. I go to the next door and do it.
He did enough research for y'all.
He did the work already. When you got to go in there, present it in the court, you got a case. Now you got a state lawsuit, whatever. When they come home, you're good once they get exonerated.
Right.
So that's what I noticed, and I think that was helpful also, man, with your plight and your mission and your vision and holding dudes accountable. Because we got a lot of them in there that they say they innocent, but yet they fall back and they fall back into the yard and the gym,
All day.
and that's it. That's all they do. So you looking for those individuals that's putting in the work for their freedom.
That's dying up in there.
No question.
So I was able, from that lawyer, I was able to, you know, you got the pattern now. You know how to do it now. You get up, you go here, you go, and I had the pattern. I go over to my car, fill up those transcripts, place to place. Thank God, to today, 5 exonerated.
So did you guys hear that? 5 people exonerated, like that. Listen, I don't know what y'all want to call it, but I call that God's work, right?
Absolutely.
When you got a brother, a sister, somebody that's putting in that energy that you're doing, that's what's called God's work. Because you can literally just sit back and say, I did my time, I'm out here, I can focus my energy, my time, my money into other places and do other things. But it's my purpose that you feel, because it's a purpose,
That's
right? Like
Oh.
what I do is my purpose, right? It's not my job, it's my purpose in life. For you to take that time, that energy, what's not only doing that, only free 5 brothers. Like that's 5 brothers that have been sitting in prison for X amount of time of years. Right? When you calculate, that's over like more than 100 years of brothers. We interviewed a lot of brothers on this show who was, wrongfully convicted. Like that's amazing stuff. What that tells me, and for anyone that's listening out there, that's why we tell you have to subscribe, because you never know that you might have a loved one that's locked up, that's innocent, right? If nobody knows, nobody knows, right? So the word has to be put out that there is somebody out there, there is somebody with a cape on going and advocating. But do the work.
That's right.
But do the work. Don't sit there and expect someone else to do the work for you. If you're truly innocent,
Absolutely.
fight for that innocence.
Let me get something too when you finish.
Go.
So let's keep it gully, right?
Gully.
We don't see dudes grabbing dudes' transcripts, taking them to places, to
No.
law offices to help them free of charge, not asking for anything. They just want to see them putting in the work, doing their research behind that wall, in that cage, for their freedom. Know what I'm saying? We don't see that.
No.
Dudes
No,
ain't coming
that's it.
home doing that.
That's
So
why-
this is unique in itself, man.
Yeah, that's
And
why
I
it's God's
wanna
work.
I want to applaud you just for that alone, man.
Yeah,
and
like-
know that that's genuine. That's genuine. We don't get that out here, man. You
Yeah,
know
man,
we don't get that. We've been in behind them walls together. You know we all been in that New York State
Yeah,
prison,
man.
man. Dudes ain't coming home grabbing dudes' transcripts and taking them to law offices to get them out.
Absolutely.
And they ain't asking for a dime.
No, everything, everything, like I said, everybody has the motive for most things. Like, listen, whatever it is, just the fact, what I hear when I hear that, right, that there's hope out there. That there's hope. Absolutely. Right?
That's right.
And I told this story a couple of times that I was up in Attica with a guy named Woody that had 120-something years. We used to work in the metal shop together. And, me and my boys, we used to go, we'd go blazing, go to work and everything. And this guy, Woody, always had a chippy attitude. Like, for a guy that was doing 127 years, he's
He was
always,
alright.
always just, there's always,
smile.
Yeah.
and we used to bust his chop, right? We used to get high, we used to be like, Woody, why are you so freaking happy? Like, he's like, oh, I can't wait till I go home. And we used to be like, go home. Like, buddy, you ain't never going home. I'm sorry to bust your bubble.
But that kept
But
him
yeah.
going. That kept him going.
And he used to look at me, he used to go, Scar, the minute I listen to you and your friends and give up my hope, be the day I won't get up to come to work and have no purpose in life. I have to truly believe that there's somebody out there that's going to hear my story,
Right.
that's going to believe what I got to say, and that I'm not guilty for the crime that I've been charged with. So you guys can come up here every day, get high, and laugh at me for smiling, but I'm not losing hope. Even if I got to do the whole 130-something years, so what? I'm going to do it with the hope, because the minute I lose that, that's it. It's over for me. The point that I say that is, people, is that if you subscribe to Live and Direct on the air, if you subscribe to, Success After Lockdown, you might have someone that you truly know is truly innocent. Give them this hope. See if they can hear this, right? And pass the word on, right? Because we're not one of those big companies. We're not advertising like this. We're not putting it out there, right? We're just a little community trying to give back. We're just formerly incarcerated men and women who just coming here to show that it is possible to change your life.
Right.
After doing 27 and a half years, after doing 14 years, after me giving 22 and a half years to the state and the
Put
that
feds,
together.
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Put those together. Those are some numbers, and you go to show you that we're men now who come from the bottom and who don't have to go back to what it was, right? We keep pushing forward, right? Because that's growth and development. That's what it's about. Don't allow your past to dictate your future and stay stuck that you can't do nothing in life because of what made the choices you made in the past,
No
right?
question.
And the thing is that these programs that we got Success After Lockdown, Live and Direct on the air, it's not only just that, we do prison reform.
Yeah.
Brother called right now today and said, listen, police harassing me, they're not feeding me. We need you. We make phone calls.
Yeah.
We do parole letters. If
That's
we
right.
gotta get you a crib to stay home, for you to get home, we do all that. We do
Yeah.
whatever's needed for you to come home if you're hungry to come home and you're hungry to change. You know what I'm saying?
So after doing all that time that you did, how was it when you got out? What was that feeling for you? If you remember that day, because I remember you left.
I'm gonna tell you right now, what was crazy was that everywhere I looked in the corner, 8-year-old, 9-year-olds had the cell phones already. No, back then we had the brick phone.
That's
Yeah,
right. Handheld.
Yeah, the gray one, the gray one.
Girl had one
The
back
Motorola.
then. It was out the window from the 5th floor, and it was still good when I grabbed it downstairs. But I seen the kids with cell phones and all the stuff, and I seen it's like wow, like the world on change
Uh-huh.
during that time. That I was in that belly of the beast. I was stuck up in there. It was crazy. It was just
Yeah.
and then not only that to start life again. Because remember, this is not here no more. That house is gone. It's a supermarket.
Yeah.
Like
That was
it's
my
crazy.
house.
That was my house there. The laundromat was there. This is gone. I just washed my clothes there. Like, so it was different, man. And like I said, if you don't come out with your 2 feet on the ground, you slip, man. You be back to what they say, those revolving doors, where they want us to.
The recidivism.
Absolutely.
So yeah, well, it was scary, man.
Yeah.
It was scary, man.
So let's talk about what else that you got going on, like more capitalize on what you're doing, what's your plans for the future,
Yeah,
how
what
people
Live
could
and Direct
contact
doing
you, just so I know we all doing a collab, we're working together diligently, we all have the same insight, the same view, and the same vision to get back to our community, but I'm gonna let Abe give you a little earful, full what's going on and what we trying to do.
Talk
Let's
about
go.
what's Live and Direct. What Live and Direct's doing now?
So live and direct is we do things live and direct. We don't hear from hearsay and he say. We get the story straight facts.
And freedom is a must.
Freedom is a must
Yeah.
is the brand, and I'm glad that I got to meet Ant. Like I said, that's God that stretched him out to come and touch my hands, got me to you, and now we about to collab with something big in Connecticut.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That
Yeah.
Connecticut don't have.
Absolutely.
That's right.
And we, it's about to happen. It's gonna happen because I already know that they say great minds when they put together. It's
Can
gonna
achieve
happen.
anything.
That's
We
right.
got to go, and until the goal is accomplished, we ain't gonna stop.
Absolutely.
right.
Absolutely.
And still do the same. Still trying to help people out to get home, the parole letters and stuff like that. And we're just trying to get more programs that they don't have in this state. Like New York, they got Exodus, all these programs that are really helping people coming home with different programs. Connecticut don't have this. And we need this out there. Even though we're a scoop away, we only but half an hour to Darien or whatever, 2 hours away from. We need what New York has.
Absolutely.
The help.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Success After Lockdown,
Success After Lockdown,
be
of
the
course.
first to say that we going collab with Live and Direct
We went over there
in
to the
Connecticut, and we will be contributing to stopping the gun violence with our youth in this country. So we will be paying attention to that.
Absolutely,
You came out there, you see what
absolutely,
it is?
absolutely.
And remember, you heard it here first on Success After Lockdown in collaboration with Freedom is a Muff, Live and Direct. So we got a youth empowerment basketball tournament that Success After Lockdown created. And we're gonna have a youth empowerment basketball tournament on July 15th in Newburgh. What we have is Exodus Transitional Community Youth Basketball coming up to Newburgh, and we got Team Newburgh under Success After Lockdown.
Okay, okay.
And we got the brother in Poughkeepsie. We got the basketball youth in Poughkeepsie, and we all coming together to have a nice tournament, man, to help. And this is our contribution, man, to giving back to stopping the gun violence in this country.
Absolutely, absolutely. So stay tuned for that. You know what I mean? In case y'all didn't know, we didn't mention Live and Direct is a podcast. Y'all can go on. I'll let you tell them in a minute, Abe, how they can get you on Live and Direct, to follow you on your TikTok page and all of that. Real quick before we get into that, let's talk about mental health for a little minute, right? I think when we talk about formerly incarcerated men and women coming home, we neglect to talk about the mental health behind it, right? A lot of people don't understand how it impacts us. What are your thoughts about that, and what do you think, would be needed here for brothers and sisters coming home that has a stigma? Correct? We're about to change the stigma on mental health and what that looks like, and opening that dialogue. What do you think about that? Like,
I think that it's a positive program, it's a needed program. Your program, at that, is a program that is definitely needed. The teachers is us, because we able to teach each other. Like, we could communicate because we've been there. We know the situation. We could, you know, we could talk about what we went through. So who better than to teach the same ones that went through the situation than us?
Mm-hmm.
But the program is needed. Somebody still, when they come home, they still need to talk to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I came home, I couldn't talk to my mother. My mother don't know nothing about prison. You don't know the situation. She don't know what's going on, who gets stabbed, who don't. We need people that, like us, that can communicate and be able to, to vent out. You know?
Absolutely.
And I think, there's no shame in dealing with mental health and talking about it. We were having a conversation about this. I just signed up for another trauma therapist to see, because it helped me get to where I'm at in life. Right? I struggle through PTSD, through depression sometimes, and anxiety. Right? And it's just finding an avenue to talk about some things that we don't feel comfortable talking about people. I don't think it makes you less of a person. I think it empowers you when you talk about it. When you see something, you can address it and find a solution to it. And I encourage more men and women, or anybody out there that's struggling with some feelings that you can't identify with, and you're wondering what's going on, seek some professional help. Address the issue, because if not, then the issue will continue to grow and it'll leave you out of control. And with that being said, let's talk about
Sorry.
what you got going on here.
Mental breakdown.
Oh man, that was a real.
That's
That keep it on top.
That right there, you set off. That was some PTSD right there, right now.
We got the MacBook Pro. We got the MacBook Pro. We got the iPhone.
Yeah,
and the MacBook also has mental breakdowns too.
Yeah, that ain't too smart, that phone. All right. But anyway,
They call smartphone.
Abe, tell everybody out there, man, how they can reach you, how to get in contact with you, how to follow you, how to hit subscribe to your page and see what's going on, what it is that you're doing with the community.
Live and direct on the air. I'm in TikTok. I'm in Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm in YouTube. You can send me a message there. We do got a landline, 203-543-4878.
Okay.
Okay.
You can, message us for anything. Anything that has to do with prison reform. You don't know how to, families don't know how to communicate with the prisons for their sons, their daughters, whatever. Call us. We there to support and whatever we got to support.
You have an email address?
Live and direct on the air at gmail.com.
Bingo, there you have it first.
And subscribe, follow, because a lot of people,
That's
it's
right.
free.
That's
Nah.
right.
You
view it,
you
subscribe
You
it.
want to subscribe and then unsubscribe.
Absolutely.
If you like it or not, think about your friends and family that is in that situation and support it just because of that.
Yeah,
Leave that thumb up, man.
Yeah, that's what I tell people
That's
all the
right.
time. It costs you nothing to subscribe, right? But everybody wants that out there. They'll support the people that billionaires and
They don't
millionaires, right? And they don't know, but your own friends and family won't support you in what you're doing.
But the conversations we have is informative, educational,
Definitely.
And
definitely
positive.
Positive.
Positive,
Definitely
man.
positive.
And I think that's part of the reason. Nobody likes positive. Maybe we should go negative, right? I bet you we get a million likes and everything, right?
Absolutely not. I did that my whole entire youth. No more negativity in this.
And there you have it. To all my brothers and sisters out there, man, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page on Success After Lockdown, on our Spotify, Anchor, Apple
Music.
Podcast. Okay, you can send us emails if you want to talk
Go
about
to the
something.
gram, Facebook,
Worldwide.
TikTok.
What's our email?
Success After Lockdown at gmail.com, baby.
Okay, there you go.
Got merch.
All right.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Jerseys.
As you can
Success
see, we
After
got the
Lockdown.
merch. Hold up. We're going to
At gmail.com.
show us that.
All right? Yeah.
All right, hold up.
This is where you
Okay.
get it right here.
Freedom is a must show,
Freedom
man.
is a must. You know,
Straight
man.
up. Right
That's
there.
right.
That's
You
the
want
word.
it, we got it,
Let's read
man.
them all day, every
You
day.
want it, we got it.
You know, support the movement, man, because it's nothing but positivity in this, man. We are brothers who are just like those in the streets, man. This is not scripted. This is the real deal here, man. There ain't no paper gangsters here. These are men. We are men who made some bad choices in our life and realized that we do better when we are better.
Absolutely.
Bottom line.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
With that being said-
with that being said, man, peace and blessings, man. We want to thank you again, Abe, man. for
Absolutely,
coming
yo.
through, And we looking forward to the future. We looking
Tune
forward
in,
to our-
watch us. It's going to go down real big.
It's gonna go hard. It's gonna go
Yo,
hard.
listen, and my followers, our followers, man. I just want to thank y'all, man, for giving us a season 2, man.
Yes,
So
sir.
We appreciate you, man. So keep hitting your family and friends up, man. Subscribe. Hit
Yeah,
that
and all my
subscribe button.
and all my followers follow Success After Lockdown.
And vice
That was
versa.
the best
Yeah, vice
thing.
versa,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah,
Success
vice
after
versa.
Lockdown. Follow live and direct. Freedom is a must.
And shout out to our production team, Mark and Art and
Real
Karan,
talk.
for everybody that's involved in what we do. We don't do this alone. It definitely takes a team, man. And shout out to our team for always
Oh,
showing
we
up.
wouldn't be
and getting
doing
it
this
done.
without our producers.
For real.
We're
With
just
that being
looking at
said,
each
yo,
other.
2023, make it a blessed one, baby.